What's good, everybody? Israel, and I come back at you with another video. So this video is going to be dedicated for all the dreamers, for all the people who have big goals and aspirations that they want to live out and experience, or one day, accomplish. And I'm here to tell you to go make it happen because you have nothing to lose, right? There's a saying that you might hear that says, "If you risk nothing, you become nothing," or "If you risk nothing, you don't gain anything." And that idea is true because a lot of times when people think of risk, they blow it out of proportion. They think when they hear the word risk, they think that they put everything on the line for to experience something new, and that's not true, right? Like, there's some people, when they define something as being risky, they'll say that because they can imagine that they don't have all the answers, or that they just that they're not fully ready, or that they're not prepared, and so they want to avoid it because they just don't ever feel ready. But the thing with life is that you have to jump into things from time to time, or maybe a lot of time, right? Without being ready, without having the answers, because you have to trust that the answers are going to reveal themselves to you. You have to trust that there's a higher power at play that's going to assist you on your journey towards wherever it is that you're going, right? Have to trust and believe. And so a lot of people, because they think of risk, they think like, oh, well, I'm never even going to give it a shot or an attempt, even if it's something that they know would make them happy, or something that they would want that thing to be part of their life journey. Because at the end of the day, we were put here on earth to experience outrageous joy, right? For us to be happy moment to moment. And for a lot of folks, you don't have to, accomplish anything to be happy. You could just be smiling, be happy all the time without having accomplished anything or have done anything, and you can still live a fulfilling life because you're happy, right? When you feel happy, you feel good, you feel amazing as a person. So that's a sign that you should be happy. You don't need to accomplish anything to be happy. But I know for a lot of people out there, right, given that we're creators, we want to utilize our powers and our gifts, right? For a lot of people, they want the thrill of being able to create with their hands, or being able to create with their minds, right? Like, we want to feel as though we're utilizing our gifts and not having our talents be wasted. So I understand why people would want to go out and accomplish things and make things happen, right? I'm sure a lot of folks want to feel as though they're accomplishing something big, because then it feels like, wow, like I really did that, right? And that can tremendously add to someone's happiness. And the thing you need to remember is that a lot of folks, they're afraid of accomplishing anything or doing anything of any sort of consequence in life, because they think that it's risky, to put yourself out there, because then if you put yourself out there, then you're putting yourself in a position to for other people to have opinions about you, right? And like, for you watching this video, right, you might be a young aspiring content creator and you might want to put out content, but you might feel as though you're worried or you're concerned about what other people might say about you, about your appearance, about your voice, about how you look, whatever, about your environment. I had those same insecurities. They were faulty beliefs, untrue, silly beliefs, but those beliefs is what held me back from beginning, because I could have started my YouTube journey a whole year or many years before, when I actually decided to become consistent and post every day. I could have started my journey at least a year before that, but if not several years before that, right? And I didn't, because of those silly beliefs that I had, right? And I'm not perfect, right? From time to time, I stutter. From time to time, people will say that I have an accent, that I sound like I'm from New York, because I am, or that I sound Hispanic from time to time. It's like, I know my voice and my accent isn't perfect. I know my English, even though I guess you could say it was my second language, even though it's the language that I've most comfortable with and spoken my whole life, right? Because I'm born here in New York. I've, I know, like, it's not the most grammatically correct, right? Like, but that's okay. I understand that people might judge me because I might record videos in my bedroom, or people might judge me because I might look like a caveman in my videos. I've come to terms with that, and I said, you know what? As long as I'm providing value to people and helping people, they're probably going to overlook these silly things and appreciate me and my videos for what they are. And that is how it ended up being, right? I realized that people honestly could care less about all those things, right? Someone might have an opinion about it, but who cares, right? And if you're a young aspiring content creator, you might feel a bit, worried or concerned or nervous about getting started because you might think that other people are going to judge you. I'm here to tell you that people are going to judge you regardless, right? So it doesn't matter, right? Your friends, your family, your acquaintances, the people you've known, they all have their opinions formulated about you. Anytime you step outside and you walk past strangers, strangers are going to look at you and likely formulate an opinion about you based on your appearance, based on, right? So at the end of the day, it doesn't actually matter, right? Don't let that stop you from pursuing what you want and doing what makes you happy, right? People are gonna have an opinion anyways. See, like something like that where it's like posting videos and creating content, you don't really have anything to lose, right? Like it's not like your possessions are gonna be taken away from you, right? It's not like you're putting your house as collateral if things don't work out, right? It's just a lot of people, they still see that as risky because they're afraid to put themselves out there, and because of that it's risky because they've never done content creation before. They don't have all the answers with how to record videos, how to make it look good, how to do this, how to do that. I didn't have the answers either. I probably only have a couple answers, right? You guys watch my videos, it's very minimal editing, it's just very low background music, and this is usually filmed in one shot, right? Because I want my videos to be authentic. I want it to be me speaking from the heart and not reading off any sort of script. I've never read off a script. I will never read off a script. I'm doing these videos on the spot because I want you to know that this actually means something to me, right? That is how I do my videos. And I'm not any sort of YouTube guru. I'm not any video editing guru, none of that. It's just I just put together the videos the way I like them to be and I post them. And if people benefit from it, if people appreciate it, if people get better and improve, then I'm doing my job. And that's all that matters, right? So certain things that might seem so risky because we haven't done it before, because we don't have the answers, because we don't have the experience, it doesn't mean that you should not even give it a try or not do it, right? Because if you want to do that thing and that thing is going to bring you happiness and joy, you deserve to do it because then you are fulfilling your life purpose of being happy. You only get one lifetime in this lifetime. So shouldn't you be your own number one supporter, your own number one cheerleader, and make it a life that was worth living, right? Make it a life where it was filled with so much fun that you were able to do the things that you wanted, right? Worry less about the opinions of other people and what other people have to say, because a lot of times the people that are super judgmental are the people that have not accomplished anything before. These are the people that get so frustrated when they see other people chasing after their own goals and their own dreams because they gave up on theirs. And so they're just projecting their insecurity onto you because they weren't able to win themselves and they've already accepted that they'll never win. And so it bothers them when they see other people winning, even though they don't know that at any point they can choose to have a different life. At any point they can choose to believe in themselves as winners and to begin creating the life that they want to live. They've accepted that they can't do that, even though, once again, that's a faulty belief. It's an incorrect belief. But beliefs don't have to be true and we can still believe them, right? The same way how I had those silly beliefs that prevented me from getting started in YouTube a lot sooner, people can have those silly beliefs about themselves, this silly belief that they're not good enough. And so when they see other people that believe in themselves and believe that they're good enough, they start taking out their insecurities on them and saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't succeed, you can't win. I'm here to tell you can. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Because let's just say something doesn't work out for you, right? It still is not a loss because you can always pick back up on it. You can always try again. You can always give it another shot. You can always start all over, right? That's one. And two, you always walk away with something. You walk away with new information, with new data that you collected. You walked away with new information, with learning experiences under your belt that can be applied everywhere else, right? This is why you see how, like, if someone is able to be wildly successful in one industry, if that person decides to leave that industry and go into a complete different industry, you can expect that that person will also be wildly successful there, because they've taken all the learning experiences and everything from one place and they apply it to the next, right? It's how you do one thing is how you end up doing everything. So if you strive to be the best in one area here, then you're going to strive to be the best in any other area. And that is how you should be thinking and approaching life in general, because in life it's the superstars that gets rewarded with the big bucks. It's we are People are always looking for the best in everything. We are always looking for the best home, the best car, the best partner, the best food to eat, the best clothes to wear. We are always looking for the best. So you have to strive to be the best at what you do. And if there's something that you are passionate about that you want to do, then you are putting yourself in a position to be the best, because if you enjoy doing that thing, chances are you're going to do that thing over and over and over. And then by default, you are going to gain all these reps and have all this experience under your belt, which is going to catapult you to end up being the best at that thing. So I say all this because you don't have anything to lose. Like, people, it's overrated how people say, oh, this is risky, that's risky, right? Like, they'll throw that term out so loosely because they don't want anyone to ever do anything or to accomplish anything or to make anything happen, right? Of course, anything seems risky if you don't know what to do. Like, if you want to start YouTube, but you don't know what to do, you're probably thinking to yourself, man, it might cost all this money to get, a camera to start recording and a microphone and then this and that. It's going to seem risky. It's going to seem, right? But just because you don't have the answer doesn't actually make it risky, right? Just because you're afraid that people are going to judge you, they're going to judge you regardless. But that's enough for people to think that it's risky and that they shouldn't do it. Like, there needs to come a point in your life where you are going to bet on yourself, where you are going to say, I don't know how this is going to happen, I don't know how it's going to unfold, but I know that I'm going to win. And you need to operate with that supreme confidence and belief that it is not possible for you to lose. You don't have nothing to lose. Or sorry, you have nothing to lose, right? Yeah. So, like, you only have everything to gain. At the end of the day, if you have a dream of, let's just say right now you come from humble beginnings and you dream of living in the biggest, like, most extravagant mansion, right? But you think that, you don't even know where that money's coming from because you've only ever worked a minimum wage job. It doesn't matter. And the reason why it doesn't matter is because for that goal to be so far out of reach, that means that it's going to take a brand new version of yourself to get there. That means you are going to be thinking, the fact that you're thinking about that dream means you can hold it in your hand, because whatever you think about in your mind, you can actually hold it in your hand, because that is the power of creation. Creation happens from the inside out, and we create all the time. When we wake up and we think about what we want to eat, we're using our minds to create the food item that we want to eat, so then we can go out and either buy that food or make it at home. When you wake up and you think about the clothes you're going to wear, that's you creating, because you're choosing the outfit that you're going to wear. You're freely choosing it out of all the other options that you have available. That's creating, right? You're seeing how the thoughts that you think can end up becoming reality and can end up being physical in the real world, right? So where you can think in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. So the fact that you're thinking about it or have these goals and dreams, that means you can actually have it. You can actually achieve it. Most people will think about a dream and see that so far from where they're at, and because of that, they'll just get discouraged and ultimately give up. When even if the dream is far-fetched, the fact that you've envisioned it and believed it and dreamed it, that means you can in fact have it. So if you can have it, then that should excite you. That should give you hope. That should propel you forward for a better life. And in a lot of cases, in order for you to get to where it is that you want to go, that's going to require you to become better, to bring out a new version of you that has always existed, but has been dormant this entire time. You need to bring out that brand new version of yourself in order to propel you forward, right? Me doing these videos for you guys, this is me bringing out a new, better version of myself. The version of myself that I knew always existed within me, but I wasn't always confident in bringing it out, right? I didn't always feel like I had a reason to do it. But now, because I have big goals and big dreams, right? It requires me to bring this out so that I can get there, because I need to elevate myself. I need to elevate the things I do, elevate myself in order for everything else in my life to then elevate, right? That's how it works. So this is why you can never lose, right? Because even if everything falls apart, it's like, guess what? You can still use your imagination to dream about the things that you want. And then you can tap into the wealthier version of you, in the more valuable version of you, the version of you where your confidence is at an all-time high, where you trust yourself, you believe in yourself, right? And you're helping other people, you're making a difference in the world. You're becoming someone that you can be proud of. Someone that's actually making a difference in the lives of other folks, improving the lives of other people, really moving the needle in this world. If you do that and you help other people, you're going to end up having everything and anything you can ever want in this lifetime. It's how it works, right? So these big goals and these big dreams we have, a lot of times we think that it's that we have these things because we really want to arrive at the destination, which is true, right? That's why we initially have these goals. If you dreaming of living in the biggest mansion you could ever imagine, of course, that's your destination, right? That's your dream. But what you need to remember is, on your journey towards that dream, when you eventually arrive at that destination, you'll realize it was never about that destination at all. Like, you wanted it, you appreciate it, right? Obviously, you're ecstatic to be there, but you realize it was never about that. That it was only ever about your growth and your improvement as a person. That is the true purpose of goals, for it to bring out a side of you that you probably didn't know existed, or a side of you that's always existed but remained dormant because there was never a reason for you to bring that person out. The 2.0 version of you, the 3.0 version of you, the refined, the perfect version of you. That is what gets brought out in order for you to go after those big goals. And that's the thing. A lot of people, they'll see the big goal and they'll say, well, that's risky. And why would they say that? Because they're so comfortable in their own skin. Even if they're unhappy with everything that's in their life, they're so comfortable in their own skin, they don't ever want to step out into unknown waters. They don't ever want to put themselves in a position where they just feel unfamiliar, because they're so comfortable with where they're at. So if you remain comfortable, then in many cases, for a lot of folks, they end up being in the same spot. But you won't actually stay in the same spot in life. You'll actually move backwards, because the rest of the world is moving forward. The rest of the world is always changing. The rest of the world is always advancing technologically. We're always moving forward. And so if you decide to be the same person and remain in the same spot, you're actually not going to stay in the same spot. You're going to be moving backwards. Why? Because you'll probably be doing the same work, probably earning the same amount. And then guess what? Inflation, the price is always going to keep going up for things, but you're still earning the same amount. Obviously, things are going to continue getting more expensive for you, right? You're seeing this how it is. So what's actually risky is being comfortable and staying in the same spot. What's actually risky is never actually attempting or trying anything new. What's actually risky is not going after your purpose. Because if you can identify your purpose, then you can identify something that means that something of importance to you, for you to go after, for you to strive to be the best at. And as you become the best at it, you'll be rewarded as such. You'll be rewarded by other people for being the best. And then if you're the best at that thing, there's never going to be any competition, because you're the best. You're at the top. So people are going to go out of their way to want to associate themselves with you, to want to do business with you. Opportunities are going to make itself, your way. Back then, when you probably weren't doing anything or didn't have anything or whatever, right? It was probably like you were probably in a place where you were just begging for opportunity from other people. But then as you improve yourself, invest in yourself, you grow, you elevate, opportunities are going to make their way to you, because other people are going to want to work with you. To me, if you're going after goals and dreams, right? Obviously, I'm not saying just like drop everything else in your life and just focus on that, right? Like, what I'm saying is, like, you don't like, you have nothing to lose because you have everything to gain. And by the everything to gain, it's like all the dreams and all the things that you actually want out of life, the dreams, aspiration, whatever. But you have everything to gain as far as yourself, your growth, your improvement as a person, the things that actually matter. And at the end of the day, we're put here to enjoy our lives. We're put here to experience outrageous joy, to enjoy our life and to be happy moment to moment. If you're doing something you're passionate about, that's meaningful to you, then that's what's gonna make you happy. That's what's gonna allow you to live a life that's fulfilling. And you deserve it because we have one life here, right? Your life is yours to live. Your life is not for other people to live. Unfortunately, a lot of folks have allowed their life to be the outcome of everyone else's opinion, right? That their life is a life that they're living based on what other people have said about them or what other people have told them they should do, the recommendations from other people. It's like, you know yourself. So you need to figure out what it is that makes you happy, and you need to go do that and pursue that and be the best at it and have it be something positive that you can, obsess about, that you can help other people as well, right? So when I say you have nothing to lose, it's true because you have everything to gain. And you can't lose because if you ever take a break, you can always pick that thing up back again, but you always are learning new things. You're always gaining new information. You're always gathering data, right? Like, you still walk away with something. It's not like you walk away empty-handed because events, experiences, right? That all adds to your growth. It's ultimately, you will grow and improve and become the best version of yourself if you go after the things that appear to be scary or the things that appear to be risky. A lot of the things that we want is on the other side of the unknown. It's going into new waters that we've never been into, that you've probably never been into, where you won't have the answers or you won't have, the explanations or whatever, but eventually the answers will arrive and eventually the answers will be delivered to you, right? We all started as babies, as children in a clean slate, right? We all started as babies, as clean slates. So we had to learn things along the way. We have to experience things along the way. And there's going to be so many things you want to jump into that you might be afraid because you don't know what to do, or you're afraid to mess up or look silly in front of other people. So what? Embrace it. That's you enjoying the journey. That's part of the fun in life because you're never always going to be like, every time you try something new, of course, you'll probably be new at it, but you're not always going to be new at something if you decide to keep at that thing over and over and over. At some point, you eventually get better, you improve, and you'll likely become an expert or the best in the world at whatever thing that you decide to pursue. So remember, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So find something that you enjoy, that you're passionate about, that thing that makes you happy, and, eventually just go all in on it because you don't know where it's going to take you, right? And it could end up taking you to live a life beyond your wildest dreams and your imagination. And it was because you had the courage to decide to pursue that thing, right? That's just what it is. So to me, the most risky thing that anyone can do is just choose to stay as the same person, to just choose, if they're unhappy with their life and they still choose to stay as the same person, or they still choose to be rude or mean and disrespectful to other people. It's like, that's never going to take you far in life. And knowing that the world is always moving forward and you're choosing to stay the same, that means you're moving backwards, right? I want you watching this video to live life on your own terms, to have fun, to grow, to be the best version of yourself, right? To be someone that you can look in the mirror and be proud of, to be someone that you yourself loves, right? That's what I want for you. And if you're able to do that, then that subconsciously gives other people the permission to do the same. Other people will look at you, get to meet you, and be inspired by you and the person that you've become, and they'll want to surround themselves with you and also potentially take some of the qualities that you have as a person and implement it in their own lives, right? I want you to be an inspiration to yourself, first and foremost, but to also to other people around the world, right? And so go after the things that truly make you happy, because at the end of the day, you have nothing to lose. So I rest up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to many subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.